to silence, restrict fundamental freedom, and push through repressive legislation. Please welcome Marie Kurtanidze.
Oh my God. Hello everyone. It is really incredibly difficult for me to speak now, especially after the previous speaker, because every time I speak, I think about Palestine and streets. But I'm here to bring to you a story of resistance of Georgian people, and I do believe that we can hold it too, because we can actually hold stories of our resistance from different parts of the world. So, I come from the streets of Georgia, where my comrades have been fighting already for 150 days non-stop. So there's 150 days non-stop ongoing protest. But before that, there was a year of ongoing fight. So I was going around Georgia with other lesbians, visiting smaller cities. We were talking with them in the courtyards. We would sit them together and ask them, go and vote. Our future depends on this. We truly believed that we could actually win the elections. Little did we know that everything was predefined. The authoritarian regime had already made its way into the institutions. We already had lost that fight. The elections were rigged. So since then, what we see is how dictatorship basically walks freely in our country. It's not hiding, it's very bold. So what happened in Russia throughout the decades happened in Georgia in a couple of weeks. First, there was foreign agent law, basically labeling everyone who works in the non-profit sector as traitors. After that, there was an anti-LGBT law, criminalizing our existence. After that, they adopted even stricter law of foreign agent law, so basically targeting not only non-profit but individuals as well. And a couple of weeks ago, they adopted a new legislation that prohibits receiving any funding without government permission. And this is happening in a country where I spent 16 years of my life fighting for social justice. So all these years of round tables, campaigning, false lies, promises, all that bullshit, it's just gone. Because what we see now is that Russia did not need bombs in our country. It just really took corrupt business elites and businessmen to sell our country piece by piece. But probably you also want to hear more about lesbians. Where are the lesbians? What we've been doing? How have we been surviving? So let me tell you, where are lesbians in this fight? So when the police started throwing tear gas, lesbians were the ones who would pick the canisters and throw them back. When we needed shelter, lesbians were the ones who built shelter right next to the parliament, because we would fight day and night. Lesbians were the ones who did not put the loudspeakers in Zugdidi, Kutaisi, Batumi, and when everyone was gone, lesbians were still there. Lesbians were the ones who would carry hot tea for the protesters for 4 months during cold winter. We were the ones who created healing spaces. We got detained, we got fined, we got poisoned, hospitalized, we got threatened, but we went back again. We kept resisting. We keep resisting and using all the different ways of resisting. And most of the times, actually, the resistance that we use is something that West not always sees. And I really want to emphasize this so that all of us realize that there are many forms of resistance that go unnoticed. The resistance that will never reach Instagram or TikTok reels, the resistance that will not be televised, the resistance that will go underground until it is strong enough to break the surface. And I think that we need to talk more about the resistance that is a silent whisper when you're in the police van. The resistance that is the hot meal that your comrade gives you. The resistance that is a safe shelter somewhere outskirts in Tbilisi, address of which only few people know, to survive. So I want all of us to start appreciating all those forms of resistance that go unnoticed, because resistance comes in different shapes. But I don't want to be sounding naive or in a way partial, and I want to be very honest with you. We're extremely exhausted. We're tired, we're depressed. Most of us are so tired that, with lots of mental issues and health issues, and we're barely surviving. And very often we ask the question, what happens if we stop? But I think I found the better question. What to stop? Stop what? I mean, stop loving, stop caring for each other, stop breathing. What is to stop? And I asked it long enough, but then I realized that I need to stop asking if I can quit, because I cannot quit who I am. I cannot quit. I cannot quit breathing or loving other lesbians. So when I was thinking about it, I also realized that long enough I thought that the fuel that I needed was anger.
Yeah.
My dear feminist anger, my best friend. So I became anger. I became totally anger throughout the years. But after many times of exhaustion and burnout, I also started to question it. Maybe it will be a bit kinder to ourselves. Maybe it will be more strategic to our movement if we shift our focus to something else. If we start focusing on why do we do this. So every time, every morning when I wake up, I want this always, and I'm practicing it, to ask, why do I fight why? And I know why. Because we are madly in love. We are so deeply in love, so fully in love with each other, with the communities, with the lives that we are building. And I see in front of me an army of lesbian lovers who are burning with I see in front of me an army of lesbian lovers who are burning with lesbian desire. Today, this army of lesbian lovers will take the Rome, streets of Rome. Tomorrow, we will take the streets of Georgia. I know it won't be too long. And meanwhile, I really want all of us to enjoy this fight, because I know if we could choose, we would choose it every fucking time.